Right, everybody. Atlantean palaces of small town Texas and big town and large city. I start off with the large cities just to show the scale of the ones in the small cities. Here's Dallas, and you'll see, the one right after is Waxahachie, and it's more ridiculous, really, than this one. I got a lot of thumbs down on the last video, which is fine. That's just how it is. People don't even know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to kind of lay it out for you. I'm showing you the inconsistencies within these stories and the consistencies, right? So the inconsistencies would be like the building time of 2 years of a structure that looks like this. And the second would be how a lot of them burn down or get, their tower cut off and rebuilt. All the weird destruction stories that go with it. The consistencies that happen they're a lot of the same stories. It's almost like they're like written out and then a computer just like auto-generated to different counties the same story but changed the names and stuff. And a lot of the architects they have such a huge rap sheet of monstrosities of buildings that it's like from the 1880s to, let's just say, the 1900s, but from 1880 to even 1890, the amount of materials that were supposedly had to go to each county to build these, because a lot of them are built in that time period, that 10-year, 20-year time period, is crazy. The amount of granite alone is crazy. Okay? And like I said on the last one, I hope that these stories are real. I don't know. And maybe they all did burn the way they said. I don't know, but it is odd to me, and I want to show y'all. And I don't know if they're Atlantean palaces, but they look like it. And I hope they are. I hope they're Atlantean palaces, all right? Because I'm making a breakthrough discovery right now. Okay, here we go. So here's Dallas's courthouse. I'm going to read up here what it says down here on this this whatever it is, historical marker. Designated as public land in John Neely Bryan's 1844 city plat, this was the site of a log courthouse, which they have to state it was a log or a wooden, not stone. Built after Dallas County was created in 1846. So Dallas was just created in 1846. Nothing there, supposedly. Okay. When Dallas won election as permanent county seat in 1850, Bryan deeded the property to the county and a larger log structure was erected. In 1856, county offices occupied a 2-story brick edifice. Rebuilt in 1860 after a fire that almost destroyed the city. The fourth courthouse, a 2-story granite structure upgrade, erected in 1871, survived one fire in 1880 before it burned again in 1890. Wow. The old red courthouse, the 5th seat of county government, was begun in 1890 and completed in 1892. This is with the tower cut off. Like I said, they cut it off and they built it back. This was built in 2 years, is what they're saying. So in 1890 to 92, it was built in 2 years. Designed by architect M.A. Orlop, always 3-letter names. It exemplifies the Romanesque revival style with its massive scale and rounded arches. The blue granite of the lower floor and the window trim contrasts with the red sandstone of the upper stories. 8 circular turrets dominate the design, a clock tower with a 4,500-pound bell. 4,500! That's massive! What kind of frequencies is that putting off? Originally topped the building, but it was removed in 1919. Shucks. 2 of the 4 clay figures perched on the roof have also been removed to house the expanding county government, and new courthouse was built. Yeah, we know. So this was built in 2 years. See what I'm saying? There was 3 fires. One of them almost destroyed the whole city, which I'm surprised it didn't because, whatever. Chicago, New Orleans, New York. I mean, just name a city and there's been a great fire. But yeah, I'm surprised it didn't flatten it out. Okay, look at this picture over here. It has to be 1890s, I'm assuming. It looks fairly new-ish. And here's the tracks. They've already got some tram tracks going on. Horse and buggy is the main reason why I'm saying it's that time period. Horse and buggy next to this monstrosity. Took 2 years. The primary architect, M.A. Orlop, was born in Brooklyn, New York, to German immigrant parents. In June 1881, Orlop graduated from the United States Naval Academy and spent the next 4 years surveying railroads for the United States Corps of Engineers. No disrespect, but the United States Corps of Engineers has a lot on their rap sheet that is unbelievable. Unbelievable if they did do it, and unbelievable like, did they do it? Originally, the building was dominated by a massive central tower, 205 feet in height, which at the time of its erection made it the second tallest building in the state. It housed 4 clock faces and a 4,500-pound bell. In February of 1919, a structural failure forced removal of the tower. What was the structural failure? I mean, I understand there's a 4,500-pound bell, but, what was it? They don't know. Okay. So they knocked it down and built it back up. I'm guessing what it is these towers had a lot more to it. And if you knock it down and build it with some other material or build it another way and not the geometrical shapes that they do, it probably doesn't have that ability that it once did. I don't know. I'm just guessing. All right. So by the mid-1840s, there were several other communities in the area in addition to Dallas. In March 30th, 1846, Dallas County was officially formed by order of the state legislature from portions of Nacogdoches and Robertson counties, and named probably for George Mifflin Dallas. Named probably for George Mifflin Dallas? We don't know why Dallas was named. Vice President of the United States under James K. Polk. I just thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah, it's probably, I bet it was him, but I don't really know. Okay, this is just south of Dallas in Waxahachie. It is probably an hour, maybe less, south of Dallas on your way to Houston. And look at this thing. Just look at it. What the... I'm trying to stop cussing. Somebody commented on one of my videos that unfortunately I cuss too much, which is a shame. And I was like, that kind of hurt. Oh, you like the shirt? I'm going to start making them. It's a Giants shirt. If you want to show up to your Christmas parties this year, or just in the future, I don't know when I'm going to make all these, but I've got the machine to make them. I'm going to start making these shirts with the with Giant and all sorts of other articles that I have on them. So you can just be like, boom, hey, here's evidence. All right. I know it's the newspapers, and I don't believe the news today, but it was a different time. Anyways, the Ellis County Courthouse. Oh yeah, I'm doing this whole thing. The Ellis County Courthouse, designed in 1895 by J. Riley Gordon. From the last video, the NASCAR driver, or sounds like a NASCAR driver, is rich in Romanesque detail. Even though the courthouse was designed by Gordon, he was not directly involved in the construction of the courthouse. A set of Gordon's plans were sold to Ellis County by Otto Kroger, a building contractor who supervised the courthouse's construction. So, yeah, just think about that for a second. When the building was completed in 1897, it stood 9 stories tall and featured a total of 23,739 feet. The massive quality of the building is enhanced by the exterior surface treatment of the masonry. Pink granite with a rock face texture is combined with red sandstone for the window, lintel, and sill bands. Windows are typically Romanesque in detail with rounded arches and slender proportions. Why does it need all of this? In Waxahachie, Texas. Why? An extensive gray slate, I skipped a little. Extensive gray slate roof, a gray slate roof. An extensive gray slate roof of steep pitch follows the various undulations around the exterior walls. Projecting from the roof are turrets with conical roofs and dormers with chimney extensions. The copper cornice turret detailing a terracotta frieze below the cornice further embellishes the courthouse. The center of the courthouse's cross-axle plan is marked by a massive clock tower with 4 clock faces and a pyramidal roof. These clock towers, man, were just the thing back in the day, I guess. Here's more pictures of the freaking structure. I mean, look at this. This is today. Look at it. This is then. This is today-ish. I mean, look how massive the structure is. It is just insane to me. And the detail and these little spiral, they look like electromagnetic coils or somewhere on it, like, you know, copper coils were going up it or something. That's just me. And then we got one of these right here, little Mason symbol. They're on a lot of these structures. I mean, just the detail of this, of the different colored bricks. And here's another little spiral deal. I don't know. Amazing. Now, if you've watched my very long and all over the place Galveston video, I touch on Panola County's courthouse and Shelby County. This courthouse has a twin. News alert. An Irish American brickmaker and mason, John Joseph Emmett Gibson, that's 4 names, created this castle-like courthouse. It and the Shelby County courthouse of the same year were 2 of a kind. They built them, he built them, and made all the bricks in a year. Unlike any other courthouse in Texas, the Shelby County Courthouse and Center, just a few miles south of Carthage, survives. Panola's didn't. This is Panola's now. It is a rectangle, as they typically do. Here's Shelby County's by the same gentleman. The courthouse itself is a 2-story Romanesque brick building. The 2 million plus bricks were made by the architect, while the mortar was made from sand, toted via ox cart from Louisiana, some 40 miles away. So you want me to believe that this son of a gun and this son of a gun was made by the same guy in the same year? Not only that, but the 2 million bricks for both of them were made by the architect, and the mortar was toted via ox cart from Louisiana, some 40 miles away. Get the out of here, dude. Get out of here. Goodness. I mean, yeah, look at the inside. I'm sure this has been, you know, changed a lot of how it used to look, but, you know, like just this indented arch, you know, and like the detail. You know, I don't know if those are individual pieces. I don't know. I'm not an architect. I don't know anything. I just think this is weird. Jesus. So here's Shelby County's. This structure is still there. I still have not gone through Carthage yet, but you can guarantee it. I'm going to go through at some point, boy. Shelby County Courthouse, another square. Johnson County Courthouse. All right, 1883. Johnson County Courthouse. We'll get to these at the bottom. Architect Wesley Clark Dotson, 3 names, of Waco, Texas, designed this second Empire-style courthouse for Johnson County. It suffered the fate of several of his courthouses. Fire destroyed the building. According to the National Register narrative, the fire occurred on April 15th, 1912, coincidentally, the day the Titanic sank. Well, I didn't hear about that. The overall design is very similar to Dotson's courthouses in Hill County. Boom. He did all these. Very similar. Anderson County. Anderson is literally, guys, in the middle of nowhere. It is just it's just parched on top of a hill. It's by Madisonville. I mean, you gotta go. It's way off the beaten path, guys. This has been altered a lot, and you can tell. I pass it quite a bit. You can tell it's been altered a lot. And then Parker County. We're about to get into Hood County, Granbury, Texas. But yeah, you know, Clark Dotson, Wesley Clark Dotson did all these right here and more. So this is Johnson County's courthouse now. So that one got burnt. This one was the next one. The Johnson County Courthouse is one of the most noteworthy early 20th century courthouses in Texas. I'd say so. Looks kind of crazy. While the basic form and massing reflects relatively conventional Beaux Arts tradition, much of the interior and exterior detailing shows strong Sullivanesque influence. The courthouse, with its soaring tower, remains the visual focal point of the city of Cleburne. And the structure has had few alterations over the last 75 years, preserving its integrity to an unusual degree. So here's Johnson County over here. And yeah, I don't even know what to think about this. Like, I don't know if it looks like it could have actually been this structure. I don't know. I don't know. And maybe Clark, what is his freaking name? It's too much. What's his name? Clark Dotson. Wesley Clark Dotson. Maybe he did do this. I don't know. But I mean, look, it's gargantuous. And what is this freaking thing up here? Why? It's a clock tower. But why'd they go from this style, and not long later, I mean, it got burnt in 1912, and then they built this in 1913? I don't think he did. I mean, just that alone, it's so hard to... Just help me. I'm trying to help you, but help me too. So, there's some more information here. Where was I going to go? So that the Johnson County Commissioner would select a particularly progressive architectural firm is not surprising. The county seat, Cleburne, was the location of the machine shops and mechanical headquarters for Gulf, Colorado, and Santa Fe Railroad, which their terminals are all over the place, and they have some very identical structures, and they look old world. And between 1910 and 1920, the population of the city increased 20% to 12,000. It was just 12,000 in between 1910 and 1920. So they built this when it was probably, I don't know, a quarter of that, maybe 5,000 to 6,000. All right, sorry, my camera froze, so I had to restart it. It keeps doing that. Yeah, so here's it today, Johnson County. Just a intricate, huge, massive. I mean, look at this detail right here. It's crazy. Crazy. All right, Cooke County Courthouse. This is a short one. The Cooke County Courthouse is among a relatively small group of Texas courthouses built in the early 20th century. The 1880s and 1890s were the most active years of courthouse building in the state. Indeed, Cooke County's previous courthouse was built in 1880. However, when it burned in 1909, the effort began to rebuild in a style and scale appropriate to the aspirations of the county. It burned. This one did. And then they built this one, supposedly. Yeah, it says it again. The 1880s and 1890s were the most active years of courthouse building in the state. Guys, the amount of freaking material that needed to happen in Texas is crazy. It's astronomical. All of those that we've just talked about are pretty much, or all of them, all the ones on the other video are all made around then. It's just, what, they were all granite and stone, and where were you getting them from? It doesn't even state any of that. All right, this is Hood County. If you remember, Hood County, so Wesley Clark Dotson, this is the other one. This is in Granbury, Texas. So the Hood County Courthouse, together with the surrounding Victorian commercial structures, present one of the most complete 19th century courthouse square in Texas. Dominated by the Second Empire style courthouse built in 1890, the square is lined with 1- and 2-story native limestone buildings, built mainly in the late 19th century. A few commercial structures completed the rows of buildings in the early 20th century, but they all conformed to the architectural unity of the town. Wesley Clark Dotson, a Waco architect, the courthouse was constructed in 1890 to 91. This is a one-year build, okay? The 3-story limestone structure patterned after the popular French Second Empire style possesses a basic composition that Dotson had previously used in the county courthouse of Lampasas Park, and we saw that. The scheme is composed of 5-part plan: a projecting entrance pavilion, 2 mansard roofed pavilions, and 2 recesses on each facade of the building. A 3-story clock tower rises from the center of the roof, with the first and top story treated as convex mansard roofs. Why? It's in Granbury, Texas, which is still a small town. The exterior of the courthouse was restored in 98 to 2000. So just the restoration took 2 years of the courthouse. The restoration did. But they built this in 1 year, in 1890 and 91. Again, carriages, horse carriages, big old mofo. I'm going to show you another structure that's downtown around it on the next slide, I believe. Another Mason symbol. Just, I mean, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful structure. I'm not doubting any of that. These are really pretty structures. Clock tower, typical stuff. This is the bank, downtown Granbury. 1905 it was built. Another twirly bird right here, looking like a coil or something. Yeah, I mean, when you see these right here, you know dang well that's an old world structure. This was built by a child, actually. No, I'm just playing. That, I don't know. It's made of stone, so it just looks like a whatever they call it, a whatever. Lavaca County Courthouse, 1897. Look at this. This building is a masterpiece of Romanesque revival designed by notable Texas architect Eugene Heiner. Ooh, 2 names. Of Houston. THC website. Okay. Strongly influenced by Allegheny County Courthouse in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the raised 3-story building is of limestone cruciform in plan, with a hip roof and heavy towers with pyramidal roofs and dormers flanking the side arms. Look up, you do this yourself, Allegheny County Courthouse in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That county has a lot of old world stuff. This was the last courthouse designed by Heiner, who died in Houston in 1901 at age 48. The Lavaca County Courthouse was restored and rededicated on September 11th. Another fascinating date, 2010. Look at the sheer grandeur of this building next to this car. How huge it is. It's massive. Massive. So this is the 5th structure to serve as seat of justice for Lavaca, created originally as Lavaca, a judicial county by Congress of Republic of Texas in 1842. Declared unconstitutional along with other judicial counties, it was created anew by first legislature of state of Texas on April 6, 1846, and organized on earliest courthouse was of logs. Don't think anything different. And for an interval after that, one burned. Court was held under a live oak tree in Old Town of Petersburg. That is adorable. This is the 3rd courthouse on this site since county seat was moved to Hallettsville in 1852, Richardsonian in style. It is of a mineral wells brown sandstone and has base and trim of Mills County gray stone. Eugene T. Heiner, oh, there's the 3, okay, of Houston, noted for his public buildings, was the architect contractors A.T. Lucas and C.H. and C.H. Yeah, C.H., you know C.H. Nope. And J. Stadler erected the structure in 1897 to 1899. That is a 2-year build. Well, 3, I guess. 2 or 3 years. So this is a 2 or 3 year build. I mean, like, dude, this is a heavy structure. Look, well, they all are. And then look how tall this. Like, why did they need that clock tower? Where's the bell? I mean, you know there was a bell up there. They don't mention anything about that. I wonder why. I wonder if it was like 6,500 pounds. Old world, downtown. A lot of them are. My old town is, which you'll see soon. So this is kind of confusing. But so the tower. So let's see the restoration. Okay, the tower was damaged in 1939. This one was, and permanently removed. It's been recreated. So this was, I guess, the one that was put in place, and then now it's to this, I'm guessing, or this is recreated. This is what they recreated. I need to look into that. But look inside. It's beautiful. Beautiful. This looks like the Texas Capitol. There's staircase. All right. This is my hometown, all right? And I love and hate Bay City, but I love it. I love it. But so Matagorda County, it started in Matagorda, Texas, which is on the coast. Okay, Matagorda was one of the first 23 counties when Texas started. And then it moved to Bay City, Texas, which is where I'm from. So Eugene T. Heiner was the architect, which we've heard of, for this building in the Second Empire style. Subsequently, the drawings for the courthouse were purchased by the neighboring Brazoria County. Do you remember this from last video, Brazoria County? So this one, it was in Brazoria. They were like, nah, let's move over to Angleton. So they moved to Angleton. This was only used for 2 years. So they built this, and then they built this one because Angleton was more centrally located. So supposedly they, got the plans from this one, and then they built, I guess, this one or that one. Either one, it doesn't matter. which constructed a similar building in 1897. So the 1896 courthouse was significantly altered and wings added in 1928. So it was this, and then they significantly altered it, I'd say so. Architectural design by Norris and Novnan of San Antonio. The clock tower was removed, and the style was transformed to Spanish Revival. The building was demolished in 1963 to make way for the current courthouse. Just wait till you see the current courthouse. So 1928, they built this. They redid this to this, and then 1963 they demolished it for. We'll see soon. So this is where the courthouse first was. This is the very first courthouse in Matagorda, Texas, before it moved to Bay City. Here's the courthouse right here. Here's the Masonic Lodge, okay? And, which was actually one of the first Masonic lodges to be chartered in Texas. We used to have a drawbridge. That was one of the last drawbridges, but that's a side note. And then this is another picture from the 50s, 1852, I believe. And this is the Masonic Lodge of how it looks. So it was this, I guess. This is 1860. So 10 years before, it looked like this, which is a wild looking structure. I don't really know what to think of it. Just something interesting I found. This is old Matagorda, which we have a little beach house right where this is actually now. This looks bigger than it does now. Honestly, what is that, 1860? Down the road in Palacios, a bathing pavilion, which if you have looked into some of the old world structures, this is a telltale sign that there was some old world activity in the area. This is the courthouse from when it moved from Matagorda to Bay City. An interesting structure. It looks like it is, I don't know. It looks like it's like put in this picture, or even just the tower. The tower looks funny, and like these lines in it. I don't know what it is, but anyways, this is downtown Bay City where I'm from, and this is the courthouse now. It's a rectangle on pillars, guys. This is what they thought was better. Why didn't you keep this one at least? This is a beautiful building. Or why didn't you do one of these or any of the other ones? What are you doing? What is this? Here it is again. It's a rectangle on top of a rectangle. Dang it. So a little old world building downtown. That's one of the oldest buildings there. This is the museum. They have a below ground little children's museum down there. And there's as well as some parking down here that's below ground. If you haven't looked into old world cities, there are tunnels all over the place. So I wonder if there's some more tunnels. I want to go, look around, snoop around. I'm going to go to the museum. I'm so lame now. I'm going to go to the museum soon. Okay, guys, I think that's it. These shirts, not my nipples, these shirts are going to be for sale. I'm trying to figure out how to put, I guess a website together, because I don't think you can sell anything on YouTube until you reach your goals to, whatever all that stuff is, which I'm trying to do. I would really love to make some money on the side on here, but I'm just trying, side gigs, just side gigs. So this is it. My dear poor wife, she's gone through all the side gigs. But anyways, this is the new one. But I'm trying to find how to make a website, how you can put it in your, TikTok or whatever, go to your bio and press the link, and then it pulls up your, different whatever deals you're trying to sell. That's what I want to do on these. I'm going to make quite a bit of them. I think they will sell. I don't know, hopefully. But let me know if you like it, because I really do. I think it's a great idea. Yeah, so love y'all. Atlantean Palaces 2. I'll be doing this more and more. There's 254 counties in Texas, and a lot of them have some weird stuff on it. So there'll be a lot more. Love y'all. Seriously, love y'all.